Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Take your marketing to the next level. Insightly's new and improved Mailchimp integration. My name is Melissa, and I am a member of the customer success team here at Insightly, and I will be taking you through today's webinar. Our agenda for today is to go over the key aspects of the new and improved integration with Mailchimp that Insightly offers. For those of you who are new to the integration, new to Insightly, I'll go over how you can set up the integration in the Insightly account. We'll go through a quick demo of all the new features that have been added to the Mailchimp integration, and then we'll recap, provide you with some resources, and you'll be well on your way to using Insightly with Mailchimp. Insightly's Mailchimp integration is offered to all of our users on paid subscription plans, and it allows you to seamlessly tie your CRM into your company's marketing efforts. You'll now be able to both import and export not only leads but also contacts between the two systems. You can use the integration to target your email campaigns accordingly and even view individual contact and lead click rates right within Insightly. For those of you who have not yet set up the integration, it's a very easy setup. All you need to do is find your API key that is listed in your Mailchimp account. You'll just need to copy that and paste it into Insightly. So once you've copied the API key, in Insightly you'll go to the profile icon in the top right-hand corner, select System Settings, and then Integrations. And in our list of integrations, you'll find Mailchimp. And that is where you need to paste the Mailchimp API key. You'll notice at the bottom of this slide, if you're already an Insightly user who uses the integration that we have with Mailchimp, there is no need to redo the setup. The two systems are already connected properly so that there's nothing you need to do to experience the new and improved integration. It's already set up for you. All right, so I'm going to jump straight into the demo here, so just bear with me one moment while I make this transition. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do in your Insightly account as an administrator is click on the profile icon here in the top right-hand corner and select System Settings. In System Settings, Insightly has a section for integrations that you will find towards the bottom. And in our list of integrations, you will see the Mailchimp integration. If you have not yet installed it, there will be an install button. For those of you who have already installed it, no need to do anything, you're already all set. Once you're on this screen, you'll want to navigate out to your Mailchimp account. And in the Mailchimp account, to find your API key, you just need to hit on your profile in the top right here. Go to the account area, and in account, you'll see a drop-down for extras, which is where you're going to find the section for your API keys. All you need to do is grab the API key that's listed here in Mailchimp, copy it, jump back to Insightly, and paste your API key here in this field and hit the Install Integration button. And that's it. Once you connect the two systems, you're good to go and start using the integration. So Insightly's Mailchimp integration will work with both leads and contacts. And to explain the difference between the two, leads are going to be your prospects. These are people that you need to reach out to tell them more about your business or your company or your products and determine whether or not they're interested in working with you. So you may have purchased a list of leads online, you may have attended a trade show and gotten a number of business cards. Anybody who you're not sure yet one way or another is interested in working with you is considered a lead. So these are your prospects. Contacts, on the other hand, are people that you already have a working relationship with. These are your current clients, your past clients, any business or networking partners that you converse with. These are people in your network that you already have a relationship of some sort with. They're familiar with you or they're familiar with your company and you work together. So that's the two differences between the leads and the contacts. So the way that the integration with Mailchimp works is that it allows you to both import contacts and leads from Mailchimp as well as export contacts and leads from Insightly to Mailchimp. So the first instance, let's say you have a new lead that you want to enter into Insightly. You plug in all of the information about this person. And of course, in order for the Mailchimp integration to work, you must have a valid email address for these people. Any other information that you want to plug in can be applicable as well. Once you're done filling in the information for the lead, you're going to save that lead. And the next step is you can put them into a mailing list that you have already predetermined in your Mailchimp account. So to do that, you would use the Actions menu within the lead, where you will find the option to export this person to Mailchimp. So I'm going to export Justin Black to Mailchimp. And on this next screen is where you need to choose the list within your Mailchimp account that you wish to send him to. And one thing of note is that Insightly will display up to 200 lists in your Mailchimp account. So Justin is a new lead. I'm going to put him in my lead mailing list within Mailchimp. If you do have a static segment within your list, you're also able to drill down further and put them into a specific segment as well. Once you determine the list that you want them to be placed in, the next step is to do the mapping. So you can map your different fields for this person from Insightly to the fields offered in Mailchimp. Obviously, the integration works strictly on email address, so that is why the email of the lead maps directly to the email of the Mailchimp area, and it's unchangeable. You cannot change this field because you have to have a valid email address for the integration to work. We also will map the first name and the last name as well, so that this person is getting carried over properly with all of their information. Once the mapping is done correctly, all you do is hit this red Export to Mailchimp button. You'll get a notification at the top of your screen that the Mailchimp export has been scheduled and it will be completed soon. So that is how you can export one individual lead to a list in Mailchimp. We also allow you to do an entire list of leads. There's numerous ways in which you can pull up your list. The first can be selecting a tag. Perhaps you have tagged a list of leads that you met at a conference with the name of the conference, or you've tagged them by industry or region. You can pull them up that way by selecting a tag. The other way you can filter for a list is by setting up a custom filter. So if you hit the filter drop down here at the top, you can elect to create a new filter here using the parameters that we offer in the drop down. So any standard fields that Insightly offers, as well as any custom fields that you have arranged in your Insightly account that are specific to your business. Once you have the list of leads that you wish to send to Mailchimp, you will want to select them all by checking the box at the top of the list so that they all become highlighted. Now that they're all selected and ready to go, you hit the More dropdown and you export them to Mailchimp. So the next steps are exactly the same as if you were exporting an individual lead. On this screen, you need to choose the list that you wish to send them to. And of course, if you have a static segment within that list, you can select that as well. And finally, you do the mapping, just as if you would if this was an individual lead. 6 leads are selected for export. When I'm ready, I'm going to export them. And again, I will get a notification at the top of my screen that a new export has been scheduled. The nice thing about exporting items from Insightly to Mailchimp is that we do send you an email that notifies you what has been exported. So for example, my individual lead that I performed, I have an export email notifying me that 1 lead has been exported. I just did a group of 6, and I also received that email as well to know that 6 additional leads have also been exported to Mailchimp. If your lead exists in Mailchimp as well as in Insightly, and it has some new information on it, perhaps their phone number or their physical address changed, when you export them to Mailchimp, we're actually going to update the lead in Mailchimp as well. So if they have a new phone number, that will be reflected in Mailchimp as well. So that is how it works for leads. It is exactly the same when exporting contacts as well. So let's say I create a new contact, so somebody that I already know and have a working relationship with, but I realize they're not yet a member of my Insightly account, so I need to put them in here. And again, they must have a valid email address for this to work. And when you save the contact, it's just exactly the same action as if you were exporting an individual lead. If you want to export an individual contact, you use the Actions menu and you elect to export them to Mailchimp, choosing your desired list, segment if there is one, and then performing the mapping. When done, you hit export, and that is how you can export one individual contact. And again, this is also offered for a list of contacts, just as is offered for a list of leads. So you can pull up a list of contacts here by selecting a tag, for example. I've selected my hospitality tag. I'm selecting all contacts with this tag by ticking the box at the top, and I'm using the More dropdown to export them to Mailchimp. Choosing my list, my desired segment if there is one, and finally performing the mapping that needs to be done here. When everything looks good, I'm going to export these contacts to that list in Mailchimp. And of course, Insightly will update me with my updated email informing me of what exactly was exported as well. If there is someone that is skipped, for example, we will also notify you of that. So in this final example of exporting my hospitality contacts, we exported 18 properly. The other one was not exported because there was no email address found for the desired type of email that's going to be sent to Mailchimp. So again, in order for the integration to work successfully, the only requirement is that you have a valid email address. So that is how the exporting feature works within the integration. We also offer importing. So let's say you would like to import a list of leads from Mailchimp. You can do that easily by clicking into the lead section, hitting the import leads prompt on the right-hand side of the screen, and choosing the option to import from Mailchimp. And just as you have when you export, you select the list that you wish to import from. the static segment within that list if there is one, and then of course we will bring in their email address and their first and last name. I'm going to hit the import button and I'll be notified that my import has been scheduled. The action is exactly the same for contacts. If I wish to import a list of contacts from Mailchimp, I just click into my contact section in Insightly, click the Import Contacts and Notes prompt on the right-hand side of the screen, and choose the Mailchimp option from the next page. Finally, I choose my list, make sure that the mapping is done properly, and elect to import. We do send an email for import as well. So when you're importing, we will tell you exactly what was imported and exactly what was skipped. So in this particular example, there were no leads that were imported. They were skipped because they did not have an email address or a last name. So the only requirement for the lead import to work is that the lead has a last name, which is the only required field within Insightly, as well as a valid email address, which is what causes the integration to work properly. In the example of this contact import, there were 2 contacts that were imported from Mailchimp to Insightly successfully, and then there were 33 that were skipped, and the reason that they were skipped is because they were duplicates. So if these people already exist in Insightly, they will not be imported again because they're recognized as a duplicate and skipped. When importing, one thing to note is that people that get imported through a list in Mailchimp will be automatically tagged. So you'll see over here on the right-hand side of my screen, I have 4 tags that begin with MC underscore and then the name of the list. So this means that anybody with this tag was brought into Insightly from a Mailchimp import from the event attendees list. So Insightly will auto tag leads and contacts through a Mailchimp import with the name of the list that they came from. The last and final aspect of the integration is a snapshot into Mailchimp that is visible right from within Insightly. So when you click into a contact or a lead, we now have a Mailchimp tab that is available for you to get a view into the information on this person in Mailchimp. So you will see the number of lists that they belong to. So we show statistics per list. So for example, Jamie Moore is a member of both the event attendees list as well as the Insightly Fall newsletter. You will also see their Mailchimp rating. So this is a Mailchimp rating that's determined on the past open and click rates of the person, or perhaps if they've had any bounces or unsubscribes with you in past interactions. And once you begin to send them emails from Mailchimp, you will also see how many campaigns were sent and what the open and click rates are for those individual campaigns. So we do show these statistics both for leads and for contacts, and it's a helpful way for you to get some visibility directly from Insightly as to how your campaigns are performing with these people. So just to show you a little bit more detail on what the numbers will show you, this is something taken from one of Insightly's help articles. And so Bill Lumberg has a little bit more information. So up here in the top, of course, you're seeing the Mailchimp list that this is pertaining to. You will see their email, their name, the date that they subscribed to that particular list, and their location if that's available. You will see exactly how many campaigns were sent and what the open and click rates are for those campaigns. And then we drill down into the individual campaigns sent and show you some timestamps as to when the campaign was sent and whether it was clicked or opened. If you're looking at someone in Insightly who does not yet belong in Mailchimp, we will notify you of that as well. So for example, if you create a new contact, and save them, and they are not yet in Mailchimp, you will be notified of that when you click on the Mailchimp tab, because Insightly will inform you that a subscriber with a matching email address in Mailchimp could not be found. If you would like to add them to Mailchimp, then you need to click on the Actions menu and export them to Mailchimp. The final aspect of Insightly's new integration with Mailchimp is a feature that's offered on the Plus, Professional, and Enterprise plans. And this is a feature that will allow you to set up an auto import from one of your Mailchimp lists directly into Insightly. To find it, you will need to click on the profile icon in the top right-hand corner, go into System Settings, scroll down to find the Integration section, and click into the Mailchimp integration area. And if you are on the Plus, Professional, or Enterprise price points, you will see the ability to schedule a Mailchimp import. So to set this up, all you need to do is hit this button, and in the pop-up that appears, you will need to select what record type you want these new subscribers to be imported as, whether it's going to be as contacts or as leads. Then you will want to select the frequency in which the import will happen, whether it's on a daily schedule, a weekly, or certain days of the week, or a monthly schedule. You can set up the start date. An end date is not necessary. If you want it to continue on indefinitely, you don't have to fill in this field here. Then you will want to choose who you want the Mailchimp import results email to go to, whether it's just going to be yourself or yourself and others within the Insightly account. And the last and final step is to select the list within Mailchimp that you want to import from. And again, just as you're importing a regular group, you will choose the segment if there is one, and then you will do the mapping that needs to be done. Scroll up and hit the Save Mailchimp Import Schedule button, and you're all set. You will now have an auto-scheduled import coming directly from Mailchimp into Insightly. All right, and again, to revisit the key aspects of the integration, Insightly allows you to seamlessly tie your CRM into your company's marketing efforts through our new and improved integration with Mailchimp. You are able to keep your prospect and client lists up to date by both importing and exporting not only contacts but also leads between the two systems. You can easily filter by a custom field, a tag, or an other specific field in order to target your email campaigns accordingly. And then ultimately, we're giving you a window into how well your campaigns are performing right within individual contacts and leads in your Insightly account. And those of you who are Insightly users and do not yet have the mobile app, I highly encourage you to download it because it allows you to take Insightly with you on the go. We do have a free mobile app that is offered to both iPhone and iPad users who can find it in the Apple Store, as well as Android users who can find the app in the Google Play Store. And then finally, I want to end on the note of our Insightly Help Center, which is our online community located at support.insight.ly. If you're not yet a member of our community, I cannot stress enough how wonderful a resource This is for all of you, so I do encourage you all to create a login. When you go to the Help Center, just hit the login button or the sign up button in the top right hand corner and create a sign in with the email address that you use to log into your Insightly account. If you do that and you're a paid Insightly subscriber, that is how you will be able to submit support tickets to our support team. We also have hundreds of help articles as resources here. We have dozens of video tutorials as well as all of our recorded webinars. You can also access the community discussions area where you can post questions, and they will be answered by your Insightly peers who are perhaps using Insightly in the same fashion and have some best practice tips for you. And then finally, we have an ideas and suggestions section where we would love to hear your feedback on how we can improve the product or develop new integrations that will help you and your business to be more efficient and successful. So thank you all again for attending today's webinar. I hope you enjoyed it, and please do check out the Insightly Mailchimp integration.